and immunization. You have to mention me at least 2 differences. Okay. Fine. So both the questions are clear to you?
Yes, miss.
So let's see. So will it be okay? Let's begin with the nervous system today.
Yes, miss.
Okay. Till here, any doubts from this chapter, immunization?
Miss, I need to copy the second question.
Yeah. I'm just waiting for.
Miss, in the second question, we have to name the disease or name the virus.
Diseases.
Okay.
Name them. Name the disease. Fine.
Okay, miss.
So just try to do them without referring to your books, and I think you have gone through your chapters and all that. So just try to write as much as possible without using your books. Okay, how much you know about these 2 questions, just write them in your own words and whatever you have understood. And after the class, whenever you have the time, just write down the answers, and just send that part on the group, and I will check it. Okay. Fine. It's okay. Fine. Let's start with the nervous system then. The thing about this chapter that you have to, who is this joined right now? Arpana. Okay. Are you the new student? Arpana Verma. I don't remember this name in the last classes. I don't know.
Miss Aditya. That is Aditya.
Okay, fine. Aditya, you are there, right? Okay, fine. I think the name is fine. Okay, I got it. Aditya Prakash. Because the name was written Arpanas, that's why. So let's begin with the nervous system, and just what you have to do that after the class, you If you don't have other class or something like that, then just write down the answer of these two questions and send that part, so that I can, and do write in your own words whatever you have understood without referring your textbooks. Okay. So let's start with the nervous system first of all. uh, when we talk about this system, uh, definitely we will talk about lot many things about your brain. We will talk about the nerves, we will talk about the spinal cord, and how our body behave due, as we are having so many sense organs in our body. And I think you are aware of the sense organs. Are you aware of these words?
Yes, miss.
Okay, fine.
Yes, miss.
Uh, Fine. You have sense organ, that is, I think in class, from class 1 you study this, that you have 5 sense organ. They are major one, that is eyes, then you have nose, then you have ears, then you have what do you have, tongue, and then you have the last one, that is skin. Am I right with this? Am I correct?
Yes, miss.
Yes, miss.
Fine. So you have 5 major sense organ in your body, and their eyes, nose, ears, tongue, and skin. And because of these 5 sense organ, whatever is happening around you, you can just uh, feel it, you can realize, you can experience it. Okay. So that is very important, because any of these sense organ, if it is not working properly, suppose uh, you may had the experience, suppose sometimes, suppose if you have infection in your eyes, suppose if it happens. Okay. Or you have a defect in your vision, that means you have little bit of uh, hazy vision, you cannot see your classroom board, you cannot read something which is far away, that means your vision is not clear. Then you can imagine that there is a disturbance in your system, there is a disturbance in your that particular organ. Then you have to rectify it, that suppose if your eyes are not having a proper vision, then you will go for the checkup, and then you will have a spectacles and all that, that will be happening. Okay. So this is how you can imagine that, suppose if any of the sense organ stops working, then how much difficulty you can face. So eyes are responsible for seeing around, for observing around, whatever you can visualize. That means visualization. Okay. Then nose is responsible for smelling. Okay. Let me give you one example, that suppose you see the food. If I take the one particular thing, that is food. Food is something, when you see to it, then it should look beautiful. Then you feel like eating it. Is it correct?
Yes, miss.
Okay. So you feel like eating it, because suppose if I place a good beautiful cake in front of you, then first thing what you will be doing is visualizing it, seeing it. Then you will feel, then your eyes will give the signal to your brain that see that how beautiful that food is, you want to eat it. Okay, so then you will just what you will do, you will take that particular thing in your hand, and another next thing what will be coming to your when it is coming nearby your face, the second thing is happening is that called smelling. Okay, now suppose you have the piece of cake in your hand, and you are observing it. At that time you felt like eating it, but suppose it is not smelling good, then what you will do, will you eat it? If it is not smelling good, if it is smelling something very odd, or if it is if you are smelling it and it is very much bad odor from it is coming, then what you will do, will you eat it?
No, miss.
Okay, fine. So that's what I want to say, that the thing is that decision, whatever you are deciding, whatever you are doing, it is done by brain. So how the brain is deciding? With the help of these sense organs. So ears are responsible for hearing the things. Okay, that means audio part is done by ears, then tongue is responsible for tasting the things. Okay, that this is how it will be happening, and skin will be responsible for the touch. Okay, so these sense organ are very much important for any type of decision you take. Okay, you want to continue with the eating part. If you don't want to, if you want to keep it, if you want to store it, whatever you are deciding, they are all are depending on these sense organ. That means what they are observing, what they are experiencing, that is that particular signal goes to your brain, and then your brain decides that what you have to do, and then it will just signal to your body parts that that is how you have to behave. Is it clear to you?
Yes, miss.
Okay, so here in this we will study very important with respect to these sense organs. I will take up some important words like stimulus, then we will study about response. Okay, then you will study about impulse, then effector, affector, and all that, these things you will be studying. So the thing is, let's talk about the stimulus and response. First of all, it is very important and they are very much correlated with each other. Okay, now see this. Whatever your sense organs are doing, that means eyes are seeing, nose is the one which is smelling, ears are hearing, tongue is for tasting, and skin is for touch. All these things are called stimulus. Okay, these are the stimulus which goes to the brain, and whatever the brain decides, in return whatever comes through your body part, that is called response. Let me give you one example, that suppose if this is your hand right now, and if I am in front of you right now, if suppose we are sitting in one class, and I just hold one of your hands. Suppose if I take Cyan's hand and I just pinch him, so will he will feel that pain, Cyan?
Yes, miss.
Okay, if I pinch you, will you feel the pain?
Yes, miss.
Okay, so pinch is something that is called stimulus. I have pinched your hand and you felt that pain. That pain is called impulse that will be going inside your body and it goes to your brain. Okay, fine. Now, what? Suppose just imagine the situation in the class. Okay, I'm just holding your hand and I just pinched you. Then what you will do? You will see who is pinching. First of all, what you will do? You will just see that who is pinching you. Am I right?
Yes, miss.
Okay. Now suppose that means if I am pinching you, you will first of all you will use your eyes, your sense organ. First thing, when I pinched you, which sense organ has reacted? That is your skin. Your skin
Skin.
is realizing that I am pinching. Then your eyes will see that who is pinching. Okay. Then what will be the response? Will you slap me?
Yeah, no, miss.
Okay, fine. So that means that response will come after the decision. You will see that who is
Miss, when there is
pinching.
no limitation means means when there is no limitations of means reaching. If you pinching me in a 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, then miss.
Yeah. Okay, understood this. So
Yes,
that is what you have to see. That the thing, that decision is done by the brain. Am I right? Okay, that what type of response? That's definitely what you will do. You will try to remove your hand. Okay, you will try, if it's a soft pinch, then you will not react much. But if it is a harder one, then what you will do? You will try to remove your hand from my take away your hand from mine. Am I right? Fine. So that is what you have to understand. Okay. So stimulus and response are very much correlated with each other. Whatever stimulus you are receiving, that is uh, decided and that is judged by your nervous system. And then the after if this is happening, then whatever response will be coming, it is all decided and programmed by your nervous system, that is your brain and spinal cord. And then how you will react through your any of the body part, that is completely decided by brain. So that is what you have to study for this chapter. I am just making this part a little bit simpler because you are in class 8 and this chapter is a little bit tricky. Okay. And let's see that first, our nervous system classification. Okay. So your nervous system is being classified into two categories. That is, first one is central nervous system. I am writing in short, that is abbreviation form. Will it be okay for you?
Yes, miss.
Fine. So nervous system is being classified into two parts, that is major categories, that is central nervous system and peripheral nervous system. Okay, fine. So nervous system, when you are doing this, do understand that we have the one which is centrally working and then one which is peripheral. Peripheral means it is spreaded all over your body. That means your nerves and all that. It is completely spreaded in your body. That's why it is called peripheral. Okay, periphery, the word you understand. Okay, periphery means the circumference, the all over the surface. So that is peripheral nervous system, and central one which is located at one place. It is not spread. Okay. So central nervous system and peripheral. Now This central nervous system is further classified into two major portions. That is, first of all, is brain. Okay, the one which most of the people don't have, and if they have, they don't use it. Okay, so the one is called brain. Then you have the spinal cord. So see to this that as the brain is the one which is working continuously, and it has so many things to do. So some of the workload is being given to the spinal cord. In this chapter you will learn that even the spinal cord has the power of taking up some of the decisions. It is responsible for giving you the response. That means after deciding what you have to do. So definitely not as powerful as brain, but it is very much accommodated with the system, that it can give the response when it is sudden requirement is there. Okay, so at that time the stimulus is not reaching to the brain. At that time this spinal cord is responsible for taking up some of the decisions that we will see in this chapter. Okay, now this peripheral nervous system is further classified into two types, that is somatic nervous system, okay, and autonomic nervous system. Can you see? Is it going out of the screen?
No, miss.
Okay, fine. So is this part is clear to you? Okay, fine. So this is how you should classify the things. And fine. So the all the nerves and all that will be coming up in this. That means the nerves coming from the brain and the spinal cord are classified in the somatic nervous system, while the autonomic nervous system is further classified into sympathetic nervous system and parasympathetic. Fine. So this is what you have to see when you are studying about the classification of nervous system. Okay. Now sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system is the one which are working to balance each other. How they are balancing each other, that we will be studying when we'll be studying the peripheral nervous system. But let me give you one idea about it, that if suppose you have a heartbeat and it has a fixed particular rate, that means in 1 minute it should be your heart should beat for 70 to 72 times. Am I right?
Yes, miss.
Okay,
Yes.
so that means that is a normal frequency of your beating of your heart. Okay, now if your heartbeat decreases, then plus minus 5 is okay. You should not worry. Even plus minus 10 is all okay. It is not the reason for worrying or something like that. But suppose it drops down, suppose 30 beats per minute, then you should worry. Okay, then it's not a good sign. But and if it
Miss,
is,
miss, it
yes dear.
happens in a low pressure or high pressure. That is why. or
That
something?
is what, yes, when we talk about blood pressure, that is what I am taking up. I am just making you understand that how these two nervous system are behaving in correlation with each other. Okay, so if your heartbeat is decreasing suddenly, then also it's not good, and if it is increasing suddenly, then also it's not good. Okay, so both the things has to be balanced. It should not go below the level, it should not go above the level. So that means it should maintain that frequency of 70 to 72 times beating per minute. That should be maintained, and that is done by sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. Okay, so one will be responsible for controlling on the minimum side, and other one is responsible for controlling on maximum side. Okay, so okay, so that is what you have to do. Just give me 2 minutes.
Ma'am, can you show me from the I have to copy?
What, dear?
Ma'am, can you show me from the I have to copy?
Here? This is what you want to see?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, wait. So is it done?
Ma'am, wait.
Yeah.
Ma'am, show it to PNS. That side.
Yes, miss.
Ma'am, what is the full form of SNS and ANS?
It is somatic nervous system and autonomic nervous system. Beta. Shall I write it?
Yes, miss.
Yes, ma'am.
Somatic nervous system and autonomic. Is it clear now?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. Is it done?
Ma'am, last line. Ma'am, done.
Okay, fine. So this is what you have to understand about the nervous system classification. Then you have so many further details in that, but for class 8, this much is enough. Okay. Now see to this that when you are studying about nervous system, we have to study some of the basic terms and basic things. in little bit of detail. Okay, so I will be taking up the structure of first of definitely we are going to study about brain and spinal cord and all that, but let me take up the first of all, that is structure. uh, we will talk about the neurons. Okay, fine. So neurons are nothing but the nerves. That means the nerves that are coming out of the brain, and through the nerves which are coming out of the that is your spinal cord. These neurons are very important, and they are responsible for doing all the signaling part, transmission part, just the way your house is having the wiring. That means in your house you have the whole circuit in each and every room, everywhere. You have the tube lights, you have the fan, you have a TV, you have so many electronic items at your home. Okay, and for that you have a good wiring system in your house, and it is responsible for the conduction of current. And when the current is flowing, then every each and every appliances will start working. Okay, so that is what you have to study, that the neurons is type of wiring in your body, and that is responsible for the transmission. And the transmission of what? Transmission of this impulse, this signal, when it is transmitting, and it is due with the help of neurons. So we have a definite structure of neuron and type of neurons you have. So we have to see that there are two types of neurons present in our body. They are, first is uh, modulated and non-modulated. So you have two types of neurons. That means two type of wiring system in your body, and how these neurons are working. I will just let you know that. So first, we will see the basic structure of neuron. No matter of what type you are studying, we will see the basic structure of neuron. So first of all, let me write down this structure of neuron. So you have three things very important when you are studying for the neuron. That is, first, it should have dendrons or dendrites. Then it should have a cell body, and it should have axon. If these three things are there, then it will make up the neuron. Understood? So these three important things should be there to make up a particular system that is called neuron. And how these are working and what they are doing, that we will be studying right now after on seeing its structure in little bit of detail. Okay. So see to this that use some colors for you so that you can understand it very clearly. So, fine. So, first of all, when we are talking about neuron, it should have a cell body, because neuron is also a cell, nerve cell. Neuron, you can write either neuron, you can even write the word nerve cell. These are the same thing. Okay. So when you talk about the cell, then you know the cell is a microscopic in nature, but the neuron is the largest cell of your body. Okay, this the cell of the largest cell of the human body is the neuron. Okay, so let me draw that it should have a very important, that is, it should have a cell body. Okay, cell body means it should have a nucleus, it should have a cytoplasm, it should have other cell organelles in it. Okay, so all these things are present in it. That means it have a nucleus with other cell organelles and the cytoplasm. So this region is called cell body. Okay, now,
Miss,
and yes dear.
Miss, is nerve cell and cyton same?
Yes, you can even use the word cyton. Okay, cyton is nothing but the when you label, if this will come when I label this part, that is cell body, I can label it as a cyton. Is it clear to you now?
Yes, miss.
Fine. So nerve cell, or because you are using the word cell over here, cell is nothing but the cyton. Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay, so do understand this. This region is called cyton or a cell body, anything you can write down. Now this particular nerve cell, it has some openings. You can see that it has some openings over here. These openings will have many branches connected to it. Okay, it will have some branches like this. From some 2 branches will come out, from some 5 branches will come out, from some only 3 branches will come out. This may be the possibility, from some only 1 branch may be there. Okay, so this is how it will have so many branches connected to it. Understood this? Fine. So these branches, which are little bit I have drawn, the which is blue in color, I will label them as dendrons, or you can even name them as dendrites. Dendrites is nothing but called branches. Understood this? Clear? Fine. Shall I proceed?
Yes, miss.
Right. Now, see this. I have drawn so many branches from these endings, but one ending is left. Okay. So this one ending will have a extension. It have a big extension to it, and that extension will be having a tail like this. Okay. So this is called
Axon.
axon. Got it?
Miss, it is the largest branch.
Yes, axon is the one which is the largest branch. Clear?
Yes, miss.
Okay, fine. So let me explain you this now, that these are the dendrons, this is a cell body, and this is the axon. Now understand that how the nerve cell is different from the other cells of your body. Okay, now let me talk about, as you have studied, there are so many cells present in our body. Different type of cells are there in our body, that your skin cells, you have your stomach cells and all that. So all the cells are different from each other. And the thing is, suppose if I talk about the skin, if I rub my skin like this harshly, then what will happen? That many of the cells will get be destroyed from this surface, and they will be removed. Then what will happen? The new cells will come at this surface, and because of the division of cells is going on. Okay, so new cell will come out. Suppose if I have an injury, see, the for few days ago I had an injury over here. Okay, so this injury is now being healing. So it is being healing because new cells are coming up. Okay, at this place, new cells will be replacing the damaged one, the older one, and that is how it is being healed. So this is how the cells of our body is functioning. But what about the nerve cell? What about the nervous system? Okay, this is very important fact for the nerve cell, that these cells, the nerve cells, once they are formed when you were inside your mother's body. When your mother was carrying you for the 9 months, at that time your development was going on. At that time, your brain was formed, your nerves are formed, everything was formed inside your mother. So once these nerve cells are formed, they will be remaining as it is for your whole life till you die. They will not, suppose, let me give you one example, that suppose if you are playing and if you have a damage to the nervous tissue, or you feel damage one of the nerve cell, then these nerve cell will not divide and they will not replace the damaged one. That is very important property of the nerve cell. That means once they are formed, they will remain as it is till the whole life. Is it clear to you?
Means there will be no change in size.
No. A change in size. What you are asking me?
Yes, miss.
Change in size means the way your body is growing, according to that proportion, that will be maintaining, it will be maintaining. But it size, suppose it will get damaged, suppose it will get hurt, then it will not have the tendency to divide and to form the new nerve cell. Is it clear to you?
Okay, miss.
Fine. So that is very important for the nerve cell. Now, because you may ask me that, ma'am, it have a nucleus, it have a cytoplasm, then there may be the possibility that it will divide. No, nerve cell will not divide in your lifetime. So that is what you have to understand. Now see this, that you have dendrons, you have axons to attach to the cell body. Now, wherever dendrons are there, the dendrons are responsible for receiving the stimulus. They will receive the signal. That means if I am pinching right now, the below to my skin, nerve cells are present and they have dendrons attached to the skin. Like suppose if this is the skin and dendrons are attached, the way you attach the plug in the switchboard, you have plugs of the appliances which are attached to the switchboard. That is how the dendrons are attached to the skin. Below the skin, you have the dendrons attached to it. And these dendrons will receive the signal. Is it clear to you?
Yes, miss.
Okay, so these dendrons will receive. That is why you can understand that why it is having so many branches, because it has to get attached with the skin and other sense organs. So it should have multiple openings and multiple branches for the attachment. So that is why dendrons is like this, and these dendrons are attached and they are responsible for receiving the signal. Once they are receiving the signal, this signal is being transmitted the way current is having the transmission. Similarly, this signal is transmitted through this cell body, and there is some change in electrochemical changes are there, and that changes will be forwarded to the axon, which is going to the brain. Understood this?
Miss, can you tell it again?
No, can I have to explain this?
Yes, miss.
Okay, fine. So the dendrons are responsible for receiving the signals. Suppose if this is the skin surface and if this one is the outer one, this one is the inner one. Suppose if I'm mentioning you like this, that suppose somebody is hurting over here, then you will have the signal which will be received by the dendrons, which are attached to the inner surface of your particular skin. Please switch off the mic with that. Background sounds are coming. Okay. So this is how it is being attached. When it is attached, it will be reaching in the cell body and it will have some electrochemical changes. What do you mean by electrochemical changes? That means the signal which is coming, it should be converted in form of current. The way the current is flowing in your house, similarly here that change has to be done. That signal is to be formed in form of current, and that current will flow through this axon. Understood this?
Yes, miss.
Okay, so now see this, understand this very clearly. I am giving you the structure of axon right now. Okay, so if I talk about axon, then sometimes it have let me go with this, it will have uh, jackets like this. Okay, it have a small jackets like this. Now see this, I will make you clear that suppose if this is the axon, okay, what I am drawing I will make you understand. If this is the axon, on this axon it will have a small jacket bearing over here. After some distance it will have again a new jacket present at this place. Okay, so this particular thing is present all over the surface, that means all over the diameter of the axon. I am drawing is a 2D two-dimensional structure. Okay, I cannot draw over here, I cannot overlap like this. Okay, so it will be rolling all over around the axon. Is it clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Whatever I said, that how it is rolled over the axon, it is clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Miss, your video is switched off.
Video, you cannot see it?
No, miss.
No, ma'am.
Okay. What happened to this?
Ma'am, your video is off.
I have not done anything. Let me see to this. Is it clear? Now you can see.
Yes, miss.
Okay. Now see to this that have you understood that what I have told you about this red portion what I have drawn?
Yes, miss.
Okay. Now this is a myelin sheath. What is this? This is a myelin sheath. Okay, so if this is the axon, okay, it will have little bit of myelin sheath rolled over at this place. Then what will happen? After some gap, it will have little bit of myelin sheath at this place. Then it will have myelin sheath at this place. So it will be all over the surface of the axon. You have to make this part very clear that it is not like on this side and this side. It is all over the surface of this axon. This is how it is present. Understood this? Got the idea?
Yes, miss.
Okay, now see this. This is the myelin sheath, and this myelin sheath is covered by, I'm drawing with this one. Okay, is covered by one layer like this, and it's a continuous one. Okay, this is covered by a continuous layer, and that layer is called neurilemma. Understood this? Fine. So neurilemma is the covering the way you laminate your documents. Have you seen the lamination?
Yes, miss.
Okay, the whole document is being covered and laminated.
Yes, miss.
Similarly, neurilemma, what it will do? It will laminate the whole myelin sheath wherever it is present, and it is in continuous form. It will not break down. The way myelin sheath is present in little bit of gaps, the neurilemma will be covering each and every part of it, the whole axon, and that is the way the lamination is present. Understood this? Fine. So if myelin sheath and neurilemma are present with each other, then this particular region, that whole this one particular region is called, I will write down over here, Schwann cell. Got it? Is it clear to you?
Yes, miss.
Okay, so these myelin sheath, when it is covered by neurolemma, and they will make up the whole region that is called Schwann cell, and these Schwann cells are also having their own nucleuses over here, that you don't have to study where they are, where it is present and what it do, but do understand that this region is having the individual cell-like structure, and that is formed by myelin sheath and neurolemma, and that is called Schwann cell. Understood this? Fine. So now understand this, that whenever the axon is this particular, the whole that process, that whole extension is called axon. When axon is having a myelin sheath and neurolemma over it, then it is called medullated nerve fiber. Okay. And if myelin sheath is absent, if this is not there, it is the simple process, simple extension is present, in absence of this, this is called non-medullated nerve fiber. Understood this?
Yes, miss.
Fine. So that is what you have to understand, that myelin sheath, because medullated nerve fiber has another name. I will write over here, that is myelinated nerve fiber, or it may be named as non-myelinated nerve fiber. It can be named like that also. Okay, medullated or myelinated, non-medullated or non-myelinated, anything can be termed. Understood? Is it clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. So that is
Yes,
what
ma'am.
you have to study about the structure of neuron. So dendrons are the one who are receiving the signals. Cell body is doing some chemical changes in it. When these changes are done, it should be forwarded to the axon, which is the longest extension or the longest process of this particular cell. Okay, fine. And if it is having myelin sheath over it, then it is called medullated nerve fiber. Without myelin sheath, it is called non-medullated nerve fiber. Understood this? Now, I will make you understand one thing in very short, then we will do this in the next class in detail. Okay, that suppose if this is your skin, okay, and you have nerve
Ma'am, I
fibers.
have test.
Pardon? Repeat, beta, I can't hear you.
Ma'am, I have test from 8 o'clock.
You have a test in the school?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So I will be stopping over here also, here only. No, let's not start with this. Otherwise, it will take little bit of time over here. So just study this, the diagram. You can see this uh, on the, that means your internet. You have so many good diagrams, so many animations of, regarding this medullated nerve fiber, but about its structure. And we will definitely, it will have some more labelings apart from this, but you don't have to bother, because for class 8 not much is required than this. Okay, so just see to it. And if you do this thing, and if you have the after the your school and all the part is done, just remember that you have to write these two questions also. Got it? Fine. So you can leave.